Greetings gamers, I'm LotusCrane, and today I'll be reviewing PixelJunk Monsters Ultimate, a tower defense game developed and published by Double 11 and Q Games Limited. It's $10 in the Steam store, $17 if you get a 2-pack so you can enjoy the co-op mode with a friend, and it has a Metacritic score of 72, which I think is a little bit low, but it can be explained with a brief history lesson. So the original version of the game, just PixelJunk Monsters, came out in 2007 on PlayStation 3. I enjoyed that version very much with my friend Cookiies19. We did local co-op in his living room, I don't know how many afternoons and evenings. And then it had a little expansion called Encore in 2008, and a PSP version called Deluxe in 2009. And that version got a Metacritic score of 86. But fast forward to 2013, when they released Ultimate for Vita and PC, and I don't feel like it deserves to have dropped 14 points. It's not a bad port. I mean, granted, because of coding issues, it will drop your desktop from true color to basic colors while you're running the game, but I mean, that's not a huge deal. But I guess by modern standards, it's just considered too simple or slow. It's certainly not as frenetic and twitchy as like Defense Grid or Soul Survivor, or especially the hybrid games such as Orcs Must Die or Sanctum. But despite being deceptively simple, yes, that's exactly what I needed. That's the one little RNG dependent thing about this game, is whether or not you're going to find coins in the first few trees. There's always the same number of trees that either contain coins and gems, but because they could be any of these trees, sometimes you don't get them at the most opportune times. And you want to get them early so you can have a perfect first wave. And also, even if you don't use it all to build towers, you can start collecting interest income, which I forget is if interest income in this game is 5 or 10% of... Oh, gem. Come on, there we go. I needed to magnet pulled up. Oh, how did I miss that when I was running up? Thank goodness one of the coins didn't fall into the water. That causes it to be lost. Alright. If I were being overly cautious, I would build another arrow tower just now, but I'm pretty sure the spider's gonna be caught. Alright, I'm gonna have to go back for the rest of the trees in a moment, because I don't want these to disappear. Alright. So one of the interesting things about this game is you don't just click like some kind of omniscient? Not omniscient. Omnipotent? Omnipresent builder. More like the hybrid games like Sanctum or Orcs Must Die. You actually have to go somewhere to build something. Even though your character doesn't have any inherent fighting ability, so this is not a true hybrid game. And besides building towers, you also have to do your little dance or whatever ritual on top of them to upgrade them. They do also upgrade over time, or rather, they upgrade a little bit each time they kill a monster. But it's generally faster to upgrade. Like, you saw it jump a tick right there because it had killed some of these. It is generally faster to dance on them. Now what's interesting is, each tower has a slightly different upgrading path. Like, arrow towers generally increase range until the last upgrade from purple to black, which increases strength. Cannon towers are just strength across the board, which means you have to be really careful about placement, because if you pick the wrong place for a cannon tower, odds are it won't hit any enemies at all, or it'll only hit like one enemy per group, which is really sad. No, you know, I should wait until that one goes down. So, actually, no. It won't go down for a while. Now I have time to investigate these trees. So in the two-player co-op mode, what's really helpful is, even though you share the same amount of money as in a pool, one person can go and explore all the trees while the other person is standing on towers to upgrade them or run nearby to pick up dropped coins for interest income. Though, one thing to keep in mind is, assuming this is the same as the old PS3 version, when it's two players, the dancing of one player is only half as effective at upgrading towers, so if you want to upgrade a tower at full speed, you both have to be dancing on the same tower. Though sometimes for strategic reasons you may want to be dancing on different towers. But in general, the principle is a couple of purple or black towers is going to be more effective than twice as many green or yellow towers. And also for purposes of getting a good high score, which is one of the reasons why I'm not spending all of my money right away. So I'm not spending part of it just because the interest income means I can afford more better towers later on, like when I have enough gems to unlock mortar towers. But any unspent money before the boss of the stage dies also determines... Oh, whoops! Need to build some of these now. Also determines your score at the end of the stage. Now, if you're wondering why I'm building the anti-air towers up here instead of here, so what caused me to not rainbow or perfect this stage the first time around was the fact that I learned too late the aerial enemies, they don't go back through the jungle after going around the bend. They will actually just fly across the water. They'll fly across this little bay or whatever it ought to be considered. So yeah, compared to most modern tower defense games, there's a lot less actions per minute or like twitch factor going on in this game. It's a lot more about memorizing the best places to position towers, the order in which towers get upgrades, because each time the flag changes, they don't get kind of a uniform minor increase across the board to like damage and range and speed. It's either the upgrade or damage, or their range, or their speed. So I believe that's firing speed. So you need to memorize the best places to put towers, the exact attributes including upgrade order of towers, and also the waves of enemies and the way they move. So in that sense, PixelJunk Monsters is more about pattern and upgrade memorization than actions per minute. Let me see if I have enough time to do this. Alright, let's go ahead and buy the mortar tower, which is like generally superior cannon tower. I think it fires a little more slowly actually, but it has somewhat better damage, but most importantly it has way more range. I think the explosion radius is a little bigger too. Alright. I was worried just for a moment there. I was wondering if maybe I should have built another mortar for that wave as well, but I chanced it because I wanted to max out my interest income. Normally I'm not really competitive about most games. I mean, I play games like Overwatch or League of Legends very casually. I'm not good enough to actually get ladder ranked in any of those games. But when it comes to tower defense games, especially those that do have kind of online score rankings, sometimes I have like a little bit of a personal competition with my friend Cookiies19. Like back for Defense Grid 1, we used to text each other whenever we beat each other's high scores on a map. So yeah, I'm not at all competitive in games that people actually try to compete in and win money at, but sometimes I'm competitive with games that don't particularly matter. Well, I shouldn't say don't matter, but don't draw a lot of attention. I mean, I've actually been the #1 ranked player in the world at 2 browser-based games that no one really remembers or cares about. The first was, I think it was Archmage, which was a browser-based game in, I want to say, the late 1990s. And then I was also #1 ranked, well, overall, if you consider all of the different ranking categories. They didn't really have a grand category, but they had, I think, 3 or so different categories, and in terms of aggregate, I was the highest in English servers for this game called Colony of War. So yeah, Archmage and Colony of War, 2 browser-based games that I was #1 in the world, or at least #1 on the English servers. And those achievements mean nothing because A, those games don't exist anymore, and B, even when they existed, there were never more than like maybe a couple thousand people worldwide who cared, so it was basically big fish in a little pond. Oh no, so much money is being wasted by falling into the water. Oh, incidentally, if you're wondering why this is my second time recording this stage, or this video, it's because when I was in the upper right corner, where I usually sit, like, all this action was being obscured, so essentially all these monsters were dying behind my face. Whatever that means, or whatever the symbolism of that is. So that's why I'm over there, center left. I really should do like a 5-minute test run of the layout of each video before recording the entire thing and then realizing that all my footage is kind of worthless. I shouldn't chance it. Besides, when I sell that before the end of the stage, I can get at least 1 gem? I think it's 1 gem purple, 2 gem black? But yeah, it's weird how you try and sell any excess towers before the end of a wave, or especially before the end of the stage, so you can maximize your high score. I do believe there will be 1 more aerial wave around, is it 17 or 18 for this stage, so I'm not going to sell my anti-aircraft towers just yet. So I was saying before, having a number of purple and black towers is generally more effective, not to mention cost efficient, than having twice as many green or yellow towers. So much so that back in the day when I was playing the PS3 version of Cookies19, it gave rise to a little... Oh, can I squeeze through? Oh, ooh! Whoa, look at those maneuvers. Playing recklessly here. Gave rise to the phrase, Black Arrow Tower of Doom! With more or less that pronunciation and emphasis on the ooh sound. I have to wonder if for the purposes of trying to get a high score on the stage, it's almost better not to have a kill zone around this loop to avoid all of those coins falling into the water like that. Yeah, that purple's gonna get to black on its own. I don't have to force upgrade that. Uh-oh. I am now slightly worried, actually. Oh, no. Whew! Okay, that was close. One of the things that's a little bit nerve-wracking is whether or not the AI in this is going to actually prioritize which targets to shoot at, or if it's a group, whether to shoot in the middle of the group, or at one of like the ends of the group, which is somewhat less useful. Uh-oh. I'm also worried here. I may have... Oh no! This is bad. Oh, are you kidding me? Did I actually... Oh no. Wow, that is... Well, there goes that high score. I just hope that at the very least I don't lose my rainbow. Oh... I miscalculated. What I should have done was... I really should have upgraded some of these arrow towers to black, and then they would... earlier, and then they would have been able to handle that for me. Woe is me. So that's not going to be a super high score game because of that wasted income. Because even making the money back by selling the towers afterwards, it's obviously not the full value. So yeah, I definitely lost some gold efficiency there. Based on how slow and plotting the boss is, yeah, I have enough time to take it to purple first. Let me see. No, I should just force upgrade that. Force upgrade that. This one, I will actually have enough time to take it to purple. I mean to black, just by dancing on it. Alright, well. Now, if I think this boss won't even make it through here again, which it looks like he won't, yeah, I'm gonna sell these. Because it's only the gold you have before the boss dies, or before you pick up his mask? I forget exactly. Alright, I really hope I haven't messed myself up or something. No, he's not gonna make it back through the loop again. Just one more of these is gonna take him out. There we go. I think I played that right. Alright. And in fact, I think this entire island here is either from Deluxe or something, because I only remember being these two islands in original. This might be an additional island as well, I'm not sure. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's a feature that didn't exist in the PlayStation 3 version. But yeah, this has been PixelJunk Monsters Ultimate. Maybe it's a little simplistic and dated, I don't know, but and I may be viewing it through the lens of nostalgia, but I still have to say, LotusCrane approved. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel and share the link with your friends. I'm LotusCrane, signing off.